The unfortunate part is you just won't subscribe to the channel, but not as unfortunate as the new modern woman. They don't like you men around. See, they just want some eggplant. You guys don't get it, but they don't like you men around. And this video is an example of how most women feel about when they live with you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Who lived with her ex for about a year and is freshly moved out on her own. I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why I will never move in with a significant other unless there is a rock on my finger.
Stop the show. We're not doing that. I'm sorry, we're not doing that. A rock on your finger, ma'am. See, I say that these women don't want no man. Okay? Because a rock on your finger means you have to be able to live with a man and you have to, work with the dude at the very least. Listen, but you also can have the rock on your finger if you do all the paying. You be the breadwinner. You go under contract. So when that man divorce you, he gets something out the deal. Why would you need a rock on your finger? Just live with a man and leave. Why do you need to hold him to some contract? No, you make the money. You be the breadwinner, and I'll hold you to the contract when you want to leave. How about that? How about that? Anyway, let's go.
So, you know that saying of like, don't move in with your best friend because that'll change your entire relationship? They should.
No. That's just what angry, mean people do. You could be nice and you could work with people. It's not that difficult.
Say that about like boyfriend and girlfriend relationships. It will literally change the dynamic so much. So, reason number 1. We had totally different cleaning standards, and it started to make me feel more of like a mother than a significant other. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but
So, you're going to clean up your own house. Let's just get this straight. But because you're in the house with a man, you don't believe or understand that you have to clean up. Because he's there. I get it. I totally get it. Because you're going to clean your own house. Well, I'm not going to make the mess, but you're going to clean your own house no matter what. All right.
I'll just say I found myself cleaning up after him anytime he would clean something, and it built a lot of frustration in our relationship. And typically with cleaning, like I'm pretty lax, like it's not a big deal, but it would get to the point where things were getting absolutely disgusting and
Things were getting absolutely disgusting. That means you let it happen. You said at some point in time, you said, well, I'm just not going to do it anymore. I get it.
I would dread coming home. Reason number 2 was that personal space was no longer a thing. So I thought it was very cute because we were both very like physically intimate people in the beginning of us living together. But once it started to become an everyday thing, I was overwhelmed. It was way.
Once we were physically intimate in the beginning when we were not living together, right? And I could like avoid them and stuff like that and say, yeah, I want that eggplant, but I'll make sure I'm unavailable until I was ready. You understand where I'm coming from? Now that I live with him, I can't even take a fucking shower for this dude want to do something with me. And it's so difficult that this man wants to pleasure me. And it's so difficult because, no, I don't have to do anything. I could just lay there. He'll just make sure that he pleasures me. He'll do it all. But it's just overwhelming, when I go outside and men are all over me, I'm a boss baddie. Men are all over me. When I go outside, men are all over me. But when I come inside, this nigga's all over me. The nigga that we pay bills together, I'm sure he'll, jump in front of a bullet for me, but this nigga's all over me. Now the men outside, yes, they're all over me too. But this nigga, I got to take my clothes off for him. And he's just all over me. And it's overwhelming. And I can't say to him, hey, buddy, this stuff is overwhelming. And I know that I'm not, you'll even let me lay there. I don't want to lay there. So I'm going to give you a schedule. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, I'll fuck you between the hours of 8 and 11 p.m. And I'll make sure that everything is high powered. Why she can't make that sort of agreement if she's so overwhelmed? Because she wants to be able to not give 100% back into the fuck. So it's not going to be a set scenario where she could make sure everything's cool and she could be happy with not being overwhelmed. That's secondary now. Now she has to give 100% inside this fuck because she said she would. She's never going to do that. So that's why she's overwhelmed. And this is that's the jewel of the video right there. That's it right there.
Way too much for me. And it sucked because I would bring this to his attention and it would turn into him getting upset instead of understanding that I'm setting boundaries.
Right. The boundary had supposed to have been, I'm going to make sure I give you 100% of me because I love you. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. But you're not going to say that. You see that he's upset. Set those boundaries. Make that man understand what's going on. And you're going to give 100%. But you don't never want to give 100% when it comes to sex. It's always some sort of game. And this is how you're translating it towards the relationship because you are a phony ass bitch.
So another area of frustration, I did not like getting my ass slapped every time I bent down to get something. So that brings me to reason number 3. Expectations are just skyrocketed. So if you guys were very active prior to moving in, expect that man to be 10 times more active when you do move together. And don't get me wrong, I love it, but it can be overdone. And yeah, you can't really avoid it when you live together.
You can't avoid it when you live together. What does that mean? That means I can lay there like a bump on a log and let him just have sex with me. And I tell men, never fucking do that. Don't ever, of course, she's giving it to you, but you don't ever take no fucking box from somebody you live with that'll just lay there like that. Don't you ever in your fucking life accept that box. Because she's showing you right then and there, your fuck don't mean nothing. Get your rocks off, chump. Listen, man, these bitches are wicked, B. But more importantly, they don't like you, brother. They don't like nothing about you. Yes, they want eggplant. And yes, guess what? They want you to treat them more than a box. So it's all fucked up.
And lastly, number 4, rent. Prices of everything. Once that gets factored in, if you don't have a system in place already, consider the relationship done.
Right. You have the relationship in place. You have a system in place already. So why is you putting that on? No, pay, bitch. You got the system, pay. We'll work the rest out. But like I said, they not going to do that for you, brothers. And you got to understand something. These are the same complaints. Like that man paying his way. These are the same complaints if you was paying all the bills, brother. So, this just being around you. Just being with you. When you're not taking, tricking or whatever. Subscribe to the channel.